Hey, welcome to HOTFIX with Cohesive Friendship Unit, where we talk about the latest and greatest news. I'm Chris, and I'm here with Brian.
My CPU is a neural net processor, a learning computer.
That was
Jake.
a good one. Hey, guys.
And Jeremy.
Yo, what up?
And today we're going to talk about the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds 2018 roadmap. This came out
Coming in hot.
Coming in hot. Fresh off the
Coming
press.
in hot
Have
fix.
shots for PUBG when you're talking PUBG.
Shots.
So-
Hearing shots,
so-
guys.
This was announced earlier today, March 8th. I'm just gonna run down some of like the lamer things, and then we'll get all our opinions. But then we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room, which spoiler alert is a new map.
I
So
thought it was Steam achievements.
oh yeah, sorry.
We wish.
Also Steam achievements. So
No, Jake,
no, they're doing. Okay, yeah.
Oh, you ruined the surprise.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
Jesus Christ. Okay, here we go. So new content and gameplay. We're getting a 4x4 island map, which is going to hit the test server next month, which is pretty exciting. Yeah. So it's not done like that desert map where 6 months in advance they showed it off or talked about it. The next big thing is the emote system, which is great, I guess.
I don't know if that really gets the sound of
Wait, so like Jeremy was a little confused on this, but it's not like emojis in the chat that doesn't
I
exist.
thought it was.
No, they do like
It's-
animation.
It's like animations, which
Yeah.
it's like they have those in like Destiny and stuff.
Yeah, if
but
you want to
my-
like troll someone.
I know we're like mid going through, but I just gotta like
Yeah.
I gotta dig in on this because I don't get the appeal to these. Because
All right, we'll come back. We'll come back.
oh fuck.
We'll
Fine.
round back. We'll round back. I'm just
Fine.
gonna bullet point.
We're gonna circle back.
Yeah. Then they hinted at new game modes and they hinted at new vehicles. They hinted at a new gun. They are adding achievements. They are adding limb and vehicle bullet penetration, and then they are overhauling the parachute and animation. The other big thing is stability, optimization, security. They are working. They're aware of the cheating issue, trying to make the game look better. They're working on it. Sound and visuals. They in the post showed off some of the visual improvements they've done since launch, and they are talked about how they're expanding it. And the sound aspect, they're increasing the level of details for vehicles, as well as player sound, and they are working on making it esports ready, basically. Those are kind of the highlights. So the two big things are the 4x4 map launching next month, and then the and then the 8x8 map down the road. But let's talk about our highlights. So Jake, you want to go into the emotes, yeah?
I think I'll start there. I'm more hype about the map, but the emote system, I just like. So I mean, you see this in like Destiny and a lot of the team kill games, team deathmatch games, because like you have a team and you can emote to them, and you won't get killed while you're doing it. So it's like it's understandable, but I mean PUBG, you're like on this massive island. And you really only see people like at the end of the game, and when you do, you shoot them.
Yeah.
When are you ever going to emote to someone?
So I think this is largely in response to Fortnite having them, but I see three. Like I agree that it's totally unnecessary, but I see three kind of use cases, I guess is the right word. The first one would be before the game starts. You can do all your stupid emotes, like when you're in the server and everyone starts leaning left and right really fast. Like everyone's doing it. It's just dumb, but you do it. The other one would be for those people who play in duos or squads without chat and they need to like emote. That's the furthest stretch. And
Can
the
I
last
say something, Chris? Just to interject real quick, because you did give me a thought. When was the first time that you ever saw someone do that left and right thing?
that was with you, Brian.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And
Brian,
a lot of people got into it when I did that.
You are so significant in the meta of the griefing in PUBG. It's unreal.
I'm a legend, dude. I'm
yeah,
a fucking legend.
It's
You're a
Brian.
legend, And the last thing would be when you get killed by someone, you can still see the enemy when they like come over your crate. Like it's still running in game time, so they could, maybe do a little dance on your grave.
Right.
But
I guess so. I mean,
Yeah, but then you just get shot in the head while you're doing that, unless you're a bot, in which case, like, everybody knows you're a bot.
Yeah.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think it's just like I'm not again. I like the emotes in games. I just find it very strange they're putting it in this because, like, even one, I have a hard enough time loading into the lobby pre-game anyways, so I'm not going to be emoting to someone. Second off, when I get killed, I'm not sticking around to watch them walk over 5 minutes later and emote on me. I'm watching the death cam to see if I need to report them for hacks,
I agree
dude.
that it's kind of like maybe another instance where like priorities are maybe a little misplaced. Like if the game like worked and stuff, and then they were like, "Oh, we're bringing in emotes," like we'd probably be like, "Okay, we may not use them like a ton, but like that's cool, add it in." But like now they're like, "Okay, so like here's our game."
Wasn't it like a couple weeks ago?
We know what you guys really want. It's emotes, and we're like, no, it's not emotes.
Wasn't it a couple weeks ago they said they're going to focus on getting rid of cheaters, and now they're releasing
They still
maps and emotes and.
I mean, the cheater thing is an ongoing process. You can't. I mean, at some point you gotta keep. I'm sure they have like resources dedicated to that. But my emote thing. I mean, I read it and I was like, whatever. But they then talked later down about how they were revamping the general animations as well as the parachuting animations specifically. And to me, I just read that. I was like, so to do emotes, you basically need animators to animate, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the more important like day-to-day quality of life would be the vaulting and running and getting into cars and all that. Parachuting. Why didn't you prioritize that in your animators? But whatever,
Yeah, that's more what I'm saying.
I feel like PUBG has pretty good animations to start with, though.
I think
the vaulting animations are actually really good.
I really think all their animations are great. They have tons of like reload animations. I should be able to move the head when you look around. Like, they've got good animations.
I agree. I personally like them. So before we get to the maps, was there any other particular feature that you wanted to call out?
Achievements!
Achievements,
Yeah,
bro.
are you excited for that, Jeremy? Because you live for
I'm
those.
fucking stoked.
Yeah?
I was playing... No, that is how I feel. I was playing Oblivion today, which does not have achievements, and I was like, why am I even wasting my time with this garbage? Like, no one on Steam is gonna know that I killed 600 enemies, so what the fuck?
That's so funny, because I never care. Like, Nintendo doesn't have achievements, and I just don't.
I don't care about them.
But I'm glad that you're happy.
I'm with you, Jeremy.
Glad it makes you happy.
They they creep into your fucking subconscious, man.
Well, I guess, hey, if they're attainable and they're fun to get, then
They're not fun to get.
no, if these are done right, if it's not just like
It's not about having fun, Chris. It's about getting all the achievements.
But if there was one that was like get 10 kills in the game, that'd be something that would be kind of cool to go for. And if you saw someone with it, you'd be like, oh damn, that guy got 10 kills in the game.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you think about the penetration that they're adding?
Yeah.
Okay, they've for 3 tweets and this, they've just said limb and vehicle bullet penetration with no that's it. They just say that's what it is, but what the fuck does that mean?
So one thing that I thought, and this is almost certainly not what's happening, is like I imagine what it is just like you can shoot through someone's arm and like it'll go through their arm and like hit the person behind them as well.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Right. But what I'd be interested to see is what they're actually using for the damage model. I imagine it's probably just like a simple.
Yeah.
It just assumes the arm's just like homogeneous, but if they are considering bones and stuff like that, that could be, down the road. That could be when you jump out the window, you're too high up, you break your leg, and you're limping for the rest of the match or something like that.
So that's the interesting thing for me. When I read the fact that they said limb is what made it different, because what are the odds in a game, a real world scenario, where you shoot through someone's arm in PUBG and it goes through and hits another person? To me, that's just like so stupidly unlikely and rare that like why even talk about it?
Proximity. If you're close to someone,
I guess,
and
but
like a micro Uzi and bullets are going everywhere. Then
that was why and this is kind of my stretch. Like Brian, you had your little stretch. This is my kind of little stretch. Was it if you get like shot up in the arm, can you no longer hold a two-handed gun or something? Or
that would be interesting
until you bandage up or something.
That would be cool. I don't think that's what it is.
Here's the other thing. What if we're taking this completely wrong and they're talking about tree limbs? Like you can shoot.
That makes a lot of sense. And now I think that is correct. So I'm happy about that.
It seems like a waste of processing for an unoptimized game.
Yeah, that's true. The CPU is already pretty taxed. All right. Any other things before we hit the meat and potatoes?
Esports law.
Okay, yeah, they'll get there. All right, let's talk about this magical third map. You guys have all seen a picture of it. There's going to be a picture in this video for you guys to look at right now if you're watching it. What do you guys think of this 4x4 map?
Oh, I think we've mentioned before that I would love to see a smaller map because the games are too long. You don't see like 80 out of the 100 people. I like it. I love it. I love the smaller map.
Jake loves it.
I love it.
Jeremy, do you have any thoughts, or are you holding still for a little?
No, I like it as an option. So I like overall that PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is different than other shooters in that the games are a little bit longer, a little bit more tactical. You are having like I like the way the engagements play out now, but I do think it would be fun to have a map that is smaller and forces a different style of gameplay. So I like having it in the mix.
All right, Brian, you got an initial thought?
I don't know. I have a couple of thoughts on this. Like, I kind of like the open maps. I kind of like not having the whole game be like you just run in and shoot people until everybody's dead. You know, the open maps, it adds more of a strategic element to it.
I agree.
Think really carefully about where the circle is, you know, how far you're probably going to have to go, where it's going, stuff like that. I think that if they want to add smaller maps, that's fine, but like they should have an option so you can get like a mix of small maps and big maps. You could get only small maps, or you could get only big maps.
So
hard.
Go ahead.
The other thing I have a problem with is don't call it a 4x4 map when like a quarter of the tiles are 50% or more water. Like, I don't understand why they have a problem with using an invisible wall. Like,
well, in Mexico they do.
Yeah, but like even in Mexico, a significant amount of the map is water.
Yeah. All right. Well,
you really could shift the whole map almost a whole tile down and use an invisible wall.
So
it really is only 3 kilometers tall.
I like your impression, and I'm gonna circle back to something that you brought up, Brian. But I'm just gonna give mine real quick. But I think it's very relevant to what you were saying. I think I like what I'm seeing. Aside from the huge perimeter of water, I do think that at a glance, this is the best use of the rivers cutting through the map. I think in the Mexico map, you can never land on those other islands ever and be fine with it. We tend to because we kind of like to. And in the first map, I think it's good that it cuts the map in half, but I like this kind of third division with all of them having a significant piece of meat on them. But so I'm going to go back to a point that Brian made because I wanted to talk about this. I have the same issue where I might not want to play a 4x4 map. So do you guys think that this is a reasonable solution if there were 2 playlists or 3 playlists? There was the small map playlist for people who want quick games, the big map playlist, that's the 2 other maps, and then a free-for-all playlist where it could be okay.
No, why are there? What are we talking about playlists? There should be each fucking map, and a random.
So you think you should just be okay?
pick
So-
which maps you want to play, like small maps or big maps, or
No, but like it should be that you form a squad, and then like I guess your squad captain like picks the map. I don't know, or I guess that's not. I've never played random online, so I guess it works a little differently because you have to like lobby in with people.
It does it automatically. Like you start the
Well,
game.
now they do. Now
Yeah.
they just assign you to one of them. But it seems like
It's
you
like
should be able to pick
lobbies
which map you want to play.
FPP and TPP. They could just do that. It's not really.
Yeah. So we all agree that this is the time when they need to have a playlist. Yeah.
I think it's overdue being able to pick what map to play on.
Or at least have some choice. Maybe not
Some.
directly pick, but have.
Why
some
would you?
choice.
Why would you not be able to directly pick?
Because
Well, they don't want to split
you
the
don't want to
player
scat.
base.
Yeah, you don't want to split the player base.
So
But what do you mean you don't want to split the player?
So
base?
if people get to pick and everybody hates Mexico, or
Then fuck
even,
Mexico.
even if there's an even division of people who are split between the three maps, it's going to be harder to find a match because,
Right.
and it takes 100 people to load to the, well, relatively, at least 80 people. So you need a lot of people that are ready to play more or less instantly.
I guess it doesn't seem like it would be that big of a problem now.
what
Like
about,
there is a large player base.
So I played the Vermintide beta last week, and they do this cool thing where it's like Left 4 Dead where there's a whole bunch of different maps you can play on. So you can either pick your own map to play on, or hop into like the quick play queue, which is essentially a random map, and they give you like a 10% bonus or something on gold. Like what about
so
if they just did that, like 10% bonus on BP if you pick
Agreed.
random?
I really like that.
Great idea.
Because it incentivizes the vast majority of people to be in like the random queue. But if you have a hankering to get a couple of quick games in on the 4x4, you can hop in there.
Right.
Love it.
So looking at the picture of this 4x4 over at Erangel, this is what was kind of interesting to me. And we'll post this picture in the video right now. It isn't... When you take the water part out of it and then place it on top of this, you superimpose it onto the first map, it's pretty big. And then you start to think about the parts of the map, of the first map, that you never go to. You never go to Stalber. You never go north of Georgia Paul. It's really about the size of 2.5 military islands, I would say.
No way.
At least 2.
No.
I think at least 2.
I think like 1 3/4.
All right, between...
It is not 2.5.
Close to 2. We'll cut it at 2.
Around 2.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to perceive this. It's 2 military islands.
That's pretty small.
It is small, but I think it's doable.
Like when we jump into the military base, we're like, fuck, we're jumping into the military base, we're gonna get lit up.
That's really true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you had double that size, it would be tense.
All of the players.
Well, it's less people too, right? It's
That's true. So it probably... Well, no, it's still 100. Still
is
100.
it?
100.
Yeah. So
I thought it was like 50 people or something.
I don't think so.
No, 100 people on that map is going to be
That'd be yeah.
insane.
That's a
Quick, which is what they're going for, but
yeah. So that's a good point, Brian.
just the
So
game.
if you say that everybody jumps out, if in a normal map that flies over the base, if you say that 40% of the people jump out, which is generous, it's pretty cramped. So if you doubled that, you'd say 80% jumped out to make this 4x4. That's pretty cramped.
Yeah, it's too many people. Like they could get the same effect by just changing how they do the blue zone.
That's true.
So I was gonna.
It wasn't as predictable, and it wasn't necessarily a circle. It could be like elliptical, so that it could work up on like the coast. It could force you to go to like the northeast corner of the map where nobody ever goes.
I agree.
But by like it could just sit like on the beach or something like that. Make it not circular. Optimize what you have a little better instead of assuming that putting 100 people onto a 4x4 map is going to be a good plan.
I do think the good thing about this is it's either going to completely kill the sluggish mid game, or it's going to infinitely exacerbate the sluggish mid game, in that a lot of people are going to die in the early game because it's so close, and then you're just not going to see people till the late game. Like, it's going to be extra long before you see people at the end, or it's going to be like everybody's dying very quickly because it's a small map and the circle's going in. So you're just like you start in the mid game essentially.
What's the current map size? 8x8?
I think Erangel is 10x10.
Aren't they both?
Oh no, you're right. 8x8.
8x8 and 8x8. Yeah.
So why don't they try a 6x6?
That would be nice.
4x4, because a 4x4 is
25% of the size.
Right.
I'm agreeing with you, Brian. I think that the issue isn't because the thing I don't like about the big map is I feel like I'm running from the blue zone 80% of the time, and then the end is interesting. I think if they just optimize that blue ring so it's not like it doesn't get you as much, it would be better.
So it's a little bit more intelligent. That's
right.
all.
Like Jeremy, you were saying you like the strategic engagements, but even with the big map, I feel like they only last a couple minutes because then you have to run to stay inside.
Yeah, this could cut down on the run.
Like, even if the small map still, the games were like 30 minutes, just a slower blue zone, I think that would be pretty cool.
I already said I'm interested in trying the smaller map. I just also like the big map. Like, I don't have a big problem with the way that the games play out currently. We've played it a fucking lot, so the fact that we're a little bored with it is not surprising to me.
Just 100 plus hours.
Yeah, just like 150 hours. So like... So yeah, the small map should mix it up a little bit. I'd also be open to, and I think would be cool with more what Brian was talking about, doing different things with the blue zone. Would I think be an interesting feature as well to look for in the future. It is just like it's going to be aggressive.
Yeah,
100 people on that size map is like.
The other thought is change the weapon loadout for the small map so that you get a lot of like melee weapons and pistols.
That would be cool as fuck.
That is kind of at a glance. At a glance, there's not a lot of places that looks like you can get guns. Granted, this is concept art, so I'm sure they'll sprinkle more in.
No, but like the types of guns is. What
yeah, no, I agree.
That would be awesome.
So the last,
like, most of the time, you're just like braining people with a pan, or like. I've never killed anybody with a machete. I've never killed anybody with a crowbar. Like, the only melee weapon that I pick up is the pan because it's got, like, effectively an armor bonus. So.
Like no sniper rifles.
Right. No, well, it gives you that little shield on your back.
No, I know, but like I'm saying, like don't like on the small map, like no sniper rifles, just like what you were saying.
Like M249 drops and shit like that. Like if you get a drop, it's got like a scar in it, and like the rest of this, the best thing you can expect to find is like a UMP.
I think that'd be really cool.
Wild.
Well, that's probably what I think they could. Going on the playlist idea, they could definitely have some fun with like custom playlist ideas. But there's one more thing that I want to talk about, and it's the way that they announced this 4x4 map, because we had positive reactions and negative reactions, but I think what was smart on PlayerUnknown Corp's way of announcing this is they said the 4x4 map you're going to be able to play next month, but we're also working on another 8x8 map. So don't think that this is like the way that we're going with the game per se.
Where does it say that we can play it next month?
It says...
Because I don't see that in the announcement.
Give me 1 second. Next month we will be deploying a 4x4 island map experimental test service for you to try out.
Yeah, it's on there.
Fucking stupid. It was way at the beginning. My bad.
Yeah. So this isn't like we're done with the big guys. We're scaling down the game to make it faster paced, more fun to watch for esports. We're trying this. We're doing this. We're gonna do another 8x8, and then after that we'll do a 6x6. Or it's showing that they're not committed to this.
I like it.
I like it too. All right. Go ahead.
Go. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Oh, I was just gonna say, do we have any thoughts on that? I mean, I'm personally excited. I'm really hyped to try it.
Me too.
I'm excited to get an achievement for win a match on all 3 maps.
True that. Brian?
I don't really care. I'm not that excited about the map. I don't care about achievements. I'd like other like full-size map. I'd be pretty excited about that.
Well, that's in the pipeline.
There's new vehicles, new guns, new attachments.
I'm not excited, but encouraged that they're at least like making a concrete plan, and they're like, this is what we're planning to do over the next couple of months, just so you guys know. It's fair enough. You don't necessarily have to do it, but you know, it seems like a step in the right direction to me.
Agreed. All right, well, that's going to do it for the 2018 roadmap for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Let us know in the comments what you think about the new map, if you're going to check it out. If you're an Xbox player and you are still only playing on the first map, how jealous you are.
You're an Xbox player, why you haven't built a PC yet? Because we've demonstrated in pretty much every episode that gaming PCs are superior to consoles.
Because the graphics cards, man.
All right. Anyways, yeah, let us know what you think. Give us a like if you like, dislike if you hated it, and we'll catch you in the next one.